Well, hi and welcome to Jim's Radio Shop, and here's my latest project, received in a fruit box. This is a Philco radio, and I've done absolutely nothing with it except set it down on my shop bench. So I thought I'd do the checkout, and you could join me to find out what the heck is all this. Pretty darn dirty radio. Let's see. Bag of knobs. There's a key in there. That's interesting. Looks like grill material. Quite a few screws, probably holding the cabinet in. Light bulb. Bag is sealed with staples. And two speakers here. Not in good shape at all. Yikes. I don't want to do any more damage. Dusty stuff. Wow. You know, the condition of these speaker cones, just completely... There's still a little bit of flexibility in them, but not a lot. And it looks to me like this is a poorly stored radio. Maybe you spent time in a garage or something like that. It's tricky enough just getting this out of this box. So, yeah, the wire is continuous right into the chassis. It's not on a plug. It's a little bit unusual. Let's pull this forward here, make a little bit of space. See if we can't get this over here. I can't do much more damage to these guys. You see a wire is off right here. Here's the power cord. Certainly doesn't look original. Pretty big radio. This is an antenna. It's just on one of these fan stock clips here, which I don't think you can see. I'll just take it off. Now I just have the chassis to lift out of this box. Oh look, there's a... Looks like a speaker board underneath there. There's a big piece of tin, which is probably the bottom of the chassis. So, I like to grab these guys by the transformer, because that's the main weight anyway, usually, in something like this. Slide the box this way. Here we go. We're going up. Okay. No doubt about it, I need a bigger shop here. Holy smokes. I end up dropping the box here. Okay. Man, I don't like flexing all these wires, but there's not many options here. There we go. Okay. A little round of applause for that. Deal. I think I can move these speakers out of here. You know, they're heavy enough too. And yeah, it's not a permanent magnet speaker. They both have field coils in them. Yeah. Now I can't fix those speakers, but I know a guy who does fix that kind of stuff. He'll make those just like new. Now this is some kind of a shield here. What a dusty monstrosity this is. I was told that the tubes light up. Okay, so that tells me somebody plugged this guy in this condition. Holy smokes. Surely this thing has been sitting unused for a long, long time. It's been sitting unused for a long, long time. It should not be plugged in unless you have a shop like this with a way to limit the current going into it. You don't just want to plug something like this in the outlet, because that's basically a disaster in the making. So let's check this guy out here. It's got lots of tubes. Wow, dust is so thick. Where has this radio been? Somewhere forgotten about for a long, long time. Let's try turning the capacitor here. Yeah. You can see the front dial's all broken. It's, it's not terribly brittle, but no doubt it got manhandled at some point. Something happened there. I would imagine this has a number of shortwave bands on it. But the front scale only shows an AM radio. This can't be an AM radio. Only. Can it? Holy smokes. Well, I guess, there was a time where broadcast radio was AM, and if you wanted to listen to the news, you that's where you went. What this odd thing is here. Looks like a Westinghouse symbol on the top. Oh, there's a light bulb back here. As if the light bulb is casting light through this. This must be some kind of indicator or something. I've never seen anything quite like it. Here's some wires that have been taped off for 30 years. So, a very curious thing. Well, this guy needs a big vacuuming up. Oh, this plate is just held in a clip, I think. No, there's a couple screws back there. We'll take the screws out. We'll take this plate off. It's a bit of a beast, that's for sure. Especially that huge power transformer. Okay. We'll be able to see the nameplate. I need a bigger screwdriver for that. We'll be able to see the nameplate and find out a little more about this radio. And I need another screw bucket. Or I'll put these screws back in. I can do that. That's probably a better idea. After I take the plate off, I'll just... Okay, so that's the shielding plate. Oh, look at that. Philco models 91 and 23X series. Oh, it gives tube numbers. Hey, these are pretty old tubes. Wow, 44, 36, 44, 37, 37, 42, 80. Ah, this is a little older than I thought. Yeah. This was probably a top of the line radio. Probably paid a lot of money for something like this. Probably in a beautiful cabinet. There's no picture of the cabinet here, just the radio. Tone control, station selector, on-off switch, volume control. Yeah, no band switch. It's just an AM radio. Oh my gosh. That's quite the AM radio. Just wait a moment, I'll be right back. Okay, here's an AM radio from about 1968, 66, somewhere in there. Isn't that something, eh? When you really see that. And of course, today, AM radio is nothing but a chip. Yeah, I think we need to vacuum this guy off. So I apologize for the noise while I do this. There's a lot of dust on this thing. Oh, you know, it's not coming off easy either. It's another sign that there's been a fair bit of moisture at this thing. Probably dog hair in here from a dog that died 50 years ago. When I do this, I get a chance to really examine it. It's more than just vacuuming it. It really does force you to look at everything. There's another shield plate here. Ooh. Something metal go up my vacuum that time? Okay, just take a look at the amount of dust. You can see where I vacuumed it up and piles of it. The dust is so thick I gotta move it to see what's under it, so I don't vacuum up something important. I can't see what's under it. A lot of dust in the tuning capacitor, that's a bit of a problem to clean. These are pretty old tubes. Look at this one. They shape more like a light bulb. That's older. I hope these tubes work because I don't have any of these in my own stock. Well, I might have an 80. An 80 is a fairly common rectifier tube. I believe it eventually became the 5Y3. a different socket and pin arrangement. Same basic tube though. Okay. Yep. See it down here. Whoop. I feel better getting that cleaned up because I don't want all that dusty junk in my shop. Okay. Okay, sorry about that. Sorry about that noise. Now I think YouTube might automatically reduce that noise. So maybe it didn't sound quite the same. You may not have heard anything I said during that process either. So let's take a look under it, and then I think we'll yeah. Well, it's definitely an old radio, that's for sure. Get that a little more on my shelf. Okay, so let's take a close look at the innards. Well, first, there's not a lot of parts under here. Second, there's some things I've never seen before. This thing. There's another one here. Some very old resistors here. These capacitors all look like replacements. This one, I'll show you that in a close-up in a moment. There's something funny about that one. Like, this wire's been cut. And these wires are quite stiff, which is not good. There's the new power cord somebody put in. Remove the original one. Not too surprising. Pretty blackened. Either that's a transformer or a choke coil. So far, no wires just hanging out free, although this is really quite odd what's happened here. This connection made into here, and this is floating in the air. That's somebody's repair work from who knows when. And it involves this wire here too. Don't know what that's about. This also looks, so it looks like basically the capacitors got replaced. Who knows? 30 years ago? I don't know for sure. Nothing here that's making me shiver. These are big capacitors, these guys. These metal clad things. I'm not sure about that. Here's the power transformer leads. Very stiff, as is commonly the case. And I can see some black compound. Oh, lots of wires there. Black compound has come down. That's not the best sign. That might indicate the transformer is overheated. This thing could have quite a history. I don't see that the capacitors have been replaced, the power supply capacitors. They look original. So these turn out to be variable capacitors. I can see, here's one here, a very similar one mounted on its side. I can see the adjuster. And these ones are all mounted. Are they? Mounted so there's a hole. Yep. One hole appears to be covered with something. I don't know what, but that's this one. There's another one here. This is a very early compression variable capacitor. That's what I would say that is. Okay, so I'm getting my head right in front of your camera here. Let's take a closer look. And, my strong magnifier would be useful. But shame on me, I didn't put it back where it should go. I don't have it, so we'll just work without it. Okay, so you see this capacitor appears to have blowed up. Something's happened to it there. This guy here, he's pretty dark, eh? Pretty black. And it has some evidence of overheating. Again, this has quite a history, this radio, so it may have been, it could have had failures and then got repaired, and the failure caused some overheating. There's a interesting little switch there. This control looks replaced. It doesn't look vintage. So, and let's look at the nameplate, and then we'll call it quits here. Okay. I'm sorry, I gotta find my magnifying glasses. Oop. Here's my cheap plastic ones. Let's try that. Okay, Philco model 91A-221 series. Shows you the different tube types. Now here, take a closer look at the capacitor. Yeah, I'm not sure what to make of that. But I think I'll be changing it out. Well, there's that. There's these curious capacitors here. Curious to me because I've just never seen it. And there's these blocks. These are probably, well, these might be capacitors also in these blocks, black blocks. I haven't seen many of those. So this is a pretty early radio. I'm going to guess. Oh, wait a minute. I don't have to guess. Okay, let's take a guess. What do you guess? I guess 1933. So here's the nameplate. Something there. Chassis type A91, A91. 115 volts, 25 cycles, 95 watts. There's the serial number. There's the various patents. The last patent date is 1930. Made in Canada, made in Toronto. It's a local radio. What's this scratch thing here? Just some scratches. Well, that's interesting. So, pretty sure we'll have this beast running. That's all. Thanks for watching the checkout of this Philco disaster radio. Bye.